Yesterday we already completed about uh, loose connective tissue related alveolar tissue. We completed. Today we are talking about adipose tissue. So this adipose tissue also known as fat storing tissue. This is also known as fat storing tissue. This is also known as fat storing tissue. Let us focus on functions related to this tissue. So, for suppose this adipose tissue functional related, so major functions like it is acts like as a thermal insulator. Thermal insulator. How it is acts like as a thermal insulator? In animals, polar animals, in polar animals like polar bears, whales, seals. So many animals are there. Their skin, under their skin, number of fatty layers are present. Fatty layers are present. Fatty layers are present. Hence, they also called blubbers. That number of fatty layers also known as blubbers. These blubbers are generate heat in them. So that's why if these animals, even though they are leading their life under minus degrees of temperature, actually the temperature is not suitable for the growth and development or the surveillance of the organisms. But how are we going to manipulate in that minus degrees of temperature means because of these blubbers. Blubbers are nothing but a fatty layers which are serially arranged under the skin, and that temperature is regulated inside the body. That condition, that's acts like as a thermal insulator. A thermal insulator. And next, this adipose tissue also acts like as a fat. This adipose tissue also acts like as a shock absorber. It is also acts like as a shock absorber. Where this shock absorber type of adipose tissue we notice soles of palms of hand. These are the regions which are usually associated with this adipose tissue. If any shocks are happen to our palm or our soles, we will getting into the normal state because of this adipose tissue. And next, this tissue is very much specialized for fat storing. So this storing point of view, fat storing leads to fat storing leads to development of new blood vessels. When the person's body mass or height of the person's body is going to increases, that means accumulation of numerous fat in the body is responsible for the development of new blood cells. This is also one of the adipose tissue character, one of the adipose tissue function. Because when the adipose tissue is more and more, it is developing more and more in the body, what it is going to happening for the supplying of nutrient to the tissue, so more blood vessels are developed. That's why the heavy or fatty people usually suffer with it is tissue which is causing more blood pressure in them. More blood pressure in them. More blood pressure. It causes more blood pressure. Noticed because of excessive fat. Next, these are some functions now. Let me coming to the classification. Adipose tissue broadly classified into two types. One is VAT. VAT stands for white adipose tissue. White adipose tissue. This is also called as unilocular adipose tissue. Unilocular adipose tissue. Okay. Second one is named as BAT. That means brown adipose tissue. Brown adipose tissue. Brown adipose tissue. Got it? So this brown adipose tissue, also called as multilocular tissue. Multilocular tissue. So what is the basic difference between these two? This VAT or white adipose tissue usually notice what is the functional role? It is metabolically inactive tissue. Metabolically inactive tissue. Its only role is it continuously involves in the storing of the fat. That's it, and that is also responsible for the gaining of the weight or increasing the size of the body. So metabolically inactive tissue noticed in adult. Noticed in adult. Its main functional role is stores fat at yellow bone marrow. I will talk about this. What is yellow bone marrow? And next, it is also stores the fat at under the skin. Liver, kidney, etc. So many parts this white adipose tissue stored in our body. So due to that reason, body mass or the size of the body is going to increases. So this is a metabolically inactive tissue noticed in adults. Due to the reason, person's weight should be more and more. Then coming to this brown adipose tissue. So this brown adipose tissue, metabolically active tissue. metabolically active tissue. This metabolically active tissue noticed in fetus and infants. So what is the role of this metabolically active tissue in infants and fetus? So their growth and development, it is majorly done by this tissue. Fetus and infants growth and development, that is takes place by this bat. So this is about adipose tissue. So adipose tissue broadly classified. Adipose tissue is nothing but it is a fat storing tissue. It is showing certain types of functions. It is a thermal insulator, and it is acts like a shock absorber, and it is also responsible for the development of new blood vessels. And we can take this because of whenever the new blood vessels are formed, that is also indication of increasing of more blood pressure in them. So that these are the certain types of 4 types of functions we can take, and this is broadly classified into 2 types, VAT and BAT. So VAT means white adipose tissue or unilocular adipose tissue. BAT means brown adipose tissue. This is also called as a multilocular adipose tissue. So here VAT, metabolically inactive tissue. So noticed in adults, it stores fat at yellow bone marrow, under the skin, liver, kidney, etc. Metabolically active tissue is inactive and this is active. Notice that fetus and infants, it is majorly useful for the bat is majorly useful for the growth and development of fetus and infants like. So this is about adipose tissue. Tomorrow we are next class we are going to talking about dense connective tissue. Loose connective tissue is completed, areolar and adipose. In areolar adipose, there are several types of cells that we have studied. That is fibroblast, mast cells, macrophages, adipocytes, plasma cells. Fibroblast secretes fibers. Plasma cells produce antibody. Mast cells produce heparin, histamine, serotonin, bradykinin. And adipocytes storing the fat. And macrophages acts like as a phagocytic in functions. That is, and the adipose tissue just now we completed. This is about the complete, the brief introduction, the brief information about adipose tissue. Next class we will talk about dense connective tissue.